first guinea pig audience. I am thrilled about this and a little terrified in some ways, you know, but it's really, really exciting. It's been a crazy thing that started last summer. David and I had been starting to talk about the possibility of doing a piece of nuclear piece last summer. I guess I should go in order of this. So, I'll help my brain stay there.
Stick to your script.
Absolutely. So I do want to say thanks though, because there are some people, and I won't lie, that are amazing. I mean, Jerry has been amazing here, and Mel and Larry in this. I mean, what I have here in these projectors and shit, I couldn't have done this anywhere else. You know, it would have cost me thousands of dollars to do this at David's company, have to pay his company, and then get more. So I'm really, really humbled and grateful that I have this opportunity in this space to do this with. And Connie for helping me in this space too, and Lynn and Sandy for talking me through and down through this last couple of weeks. My team is David Van Daal from Ghost River Theatre, who's been guiding us kind of through this process this week. Joel and Eli from Sound Stages, who've come, they're a group with Aaron Gruber, who are grads from here, who do projection mostly, and they do it as a team, so it's quite cool what they do. And then Al Gadowski's also a grad from here, stage management, who said he'd come and help us out. So this is it. This is the first draft of this coming together with this process, this project. These crazy words that come out of my head and body, and I kept thinking that it had changed a lot, but it really hasn't. Things just morph. I'm astounded by this writing process and how it's manifested itself. Some of the things we aren't dealing with yet are David will talk a little more about in terms of audience and some of the things that will come later on. In my writing, I wanted to tell, this is a kind of a very autobiographical story, but I can't tell my story because the people are still alive and it's something that's not widely known, which offered me a great gift. As a writer, I could try and see if I could actually use myth to reveal a story, to marry with my story, to be able to say something that was universal. That's what I hear writers are supposed to do. So I said, okay, awesome, I'm going to take that and run with it. So I did, and I was happy to do that because I'm not interested in writing a story about, you know, my crap, my personal crap. I'm not interested in that. But I think it's really important to tell your story, especially as a first-time writer, so you can get it out, and it would give me an opportunity to see what this process was all about. So that myth that fit beautifully was Persephone. And if you don't know, Persephone in Greek myth is a demigoddess, daughter of Zeus and Demeter, who was abducted by her uncle and brought down into the underworld and made to be his bride, and you know, lived there for a long time, and was she had to live there because when he brought her down, he tricked her into eating pomegranate seeds, and so once you eat anything in the underworld, you have to stay down there. Demeter, her mother, was really pissed off about that, so went to Zeus and said, you know, screw you, my daughter, I want her up. What are you going to do about it? And they made a deal that she could come up for 4 months of the year, and but then she would have to come back down again. And so the myth of the vegetation goddess and all of that was born. In both worlds, I'm dealing with issues of death and addiction and power struggle. as in God, any war, Aboriginal struggles in our country, the struggles with power in politics, the struggle within relationships. I really tried to boil it down to that in this first one. To deal with power and the ideas of forgiveness and redemption. This story you're looking at is Persephone and Hades, married a long time. She's been going up, coming back, going up, coming back. It's really annoying to her. She wants to stay up there. She can't, And they have been getting to know each other, and so now we have a million-year marriage. But this is a different day. Yeah, I don't think I need to say it.
Here's how it's going to work today. Our presentation's about maybe 35, 40 minutes, something like this. We have sort of divided into thirds. We have some staging for the first third of the play. We have in the second half, which we haven't built yet, will be a little bit more of a storytelling section where Val
Story time with Val.
Story time with Val. Well, she'll read some of that second chunk. And then we'll jump back in for a little bit more stuff sort of laid out in the third act, as you will, of the piece. You are sort of seeing the end of a week-long process where we've sort of been experimenting with image primarily, just sort of seeing what this technology does. Sometimes you think, wow, it's going to do this and this and this, and you find out that it does different things, and you wanted to let that shape the creation process as well. To give you a little bit of context for the full production, which will go up next year sometime, it's like you're kind of seeing the left half of the production, and I mean that literally in the sense that what I would envision is that instead of sort of the one screen with the audience here, that you guys would actually all be in the space in sort of an immersive environment, so that the screens are all around you, so that actually when you step in, you're kind of totally in the environment, and that you would be able to stand or to sit or whatever you wanted to do within the space. Probably in kind of a small audience, maybe about this size, maybe even a little bit less than this for viewing. We'll run through the first sequence. Val will say, hey, that's that. Talk a little bit about the second sequence, or the second third of the play, and then we'll finish it off. So thanks again for coming up. It's been terrific to be here at the university, and just been great to be in the environment. So thanks to everybody, especially the technical staff, for being so welcoming. All right, enjoy.
The bed and the wall, in the floor of the ceiling, between my body and your naked stare is a space, a form of grace. I'm naked, as are you, even in your clothes. Your camouflage doesn't really hide your essence. No, actually, it speaks loudly of your presence. It screams your name. Oh, death. Death. dying. We're all dying, right? Humans, every second. In case you forgot or forget. TikTok? Hair falls out, skin flakes off. Why?
Death is deeply emotional.
Yes, it is. Death is deeply emotional. Violent. Bittersweet. Like sex. And what a relief it would be, really, to be so calm, so quiet, no thoughts, knocking at your insides, trussing up your guts until they want to explode. It's endless, this waiting to surface. Should be used to it.
Drama queen. You know you don't have to be like this.
Like what? Guilty? I can't help you there. Guilt, the gift that keeps on giving. I get so stiff waiting to surface. But it's so sweet doing it like this. Going up there. We're all waiting. Complain. It's nearly time. I can feel the thaw. I was sitting on the hood of my father's Buick station wagon. So happy, his face beaming. The birds came to warn me. I didn't listen to them. I just laughed. Hummingbirds poked and flashed, trying to warn me, darting about. Robins peeped. I thought they were playing. I couldn't hear them then, as the balloons flew up into the sky. And the sun felt so good on my skin. Felt like I shone from the inside, silky. Summer air on my skin shimmering with heat. I don't remember how many times I've gone up and come back. Gone up and come back. Breaks my heart. At least I'm getting a little better at it these days, keeping the sun in my bones a little more each time. It helps it not burn so much, this cold. Well, warm sky, so blue, like a robin's egg. It's fragile. Do you mourn the sky?
You're ridiculous.
Sometimes I try to picture it. My mother was a flight lieutenant. I had boarded a plane she was flying. We didn't strap in. Are you ready? She said, and I stood in the middle of the aisle and held on, breathless, as we reached altitude. The hull vanished. I was flying through the air, through space, with my arms wide. I was the sky. It was glorious. I wasn't afraid. That's what it feels like to go up there as the balloons fly by me like clouds. Why does she call me? I'll come when I come! She's guilty too. It's perilous to have children. They leave the security of your womb into the big world, and there's no protection. Maybe you were as shocked as I was. You know, you teach them resilience, your children. You hope. There's no protection. Hope. You teach them secrets. You say you'll keep them safe, but you don't. You can't. You breed and watch. You don't warn. You didn't warn me! I have all the time in the world. I climbed up a big tree somewhere filled with yellow butterflies. Yellow, yellow. They looked like they were breathing when their wings moved. I touched them, but you're not supposed to do that because the color comes off on your hands. I could feel their wings against me. Do you know what butterflies feel like? Do you know what a butterfly kiss feels like? It's like that. I do. My clothes bugged me. So I took them off and I threw them out of the tree. And the wind took them really far away. I don't care. I can feel my wings coming out of my back. I can fly. I try out my wings. They're purple. But I get tired, so I lay down to take a drink. My mom says we should kill this. I can feel them nibbling at my body. But it tasted me. Can't make myself very still, floating. I can feel my heart. It's starting to feel so many little fish. Nibbling, kissing. And then I walk home. Where were my clothes? I feel a part of the sky and the trees and everything. And
Would you like to come and play in my garden?
then the daughters of Okeanis.
It's a magic garden.
And they're picking out my clothes. And magic? first sequence. So this next sequence begins kind of a movement sequence with a lot of stuff. She feels that familiar dread creep into her bones as we hear and then see a chariot barreling down a dirt road in the distance. We hear a shrieking of women and the crackle of cartwheels on gravel. Hades is behind her. The chariot starts to move towards her, glowing large as she tries to escape. Throughout what follows, Hades presents himself in shadow, shifting around her at will. He appears below her and above her, and as other spirit shadows start to appear and dart about and recede. Are they real or projected? I'm not sure yet. They play cat and mouse, and she's caught, scooped up, and taken down into the earth. The scene transforms from above ground to travel down into the earth, past rock and iron, falling deep into the core of the earth. She's hurled into a cavern. All is shadowy and dim, and the spirit of the dead surround her like twittering ghosts. They whisper like variously sibilantly and together and separately. We're so cold, so gray and lonely. You're the only life and color. You make us remember the bright sun. I want to touch. Don't touch me. I don't know what to do. What can I do? I'm lost myself. What are you doing? And they start to surround her, sucking the life out of her, crawling on her. Stay with us as I try to run. Come closer. And then I run. I run and I run. I end up in a great cavern. The scene grows very dark. The ghosts have retreated, waiting in the shadows for Hades to come, breathless. What do they do? She's eventually in a strange cage of light. The image of Hades and throne of bones constitutes, settles, and grows solid. It consists of sharp, moving dark sand. I know who you are.
You see in my eyes. There is a language older by far and deeper than words. I see you, so full.
She greets him with her head low in a kind of awkward curtsy. Hades, Lord of the underworld, I'm your niece.
I know who you are.
My grandmother...
Your grandmother is no longer...
My grandmother once ruled this underworld, and in her name I ask you, beg you, that you return me to the surface.
You are a foolish, curious child.
He sits silent. She looks up, and there's a glow in his eyes. But my birds!
Niece, no one returns from the underworld. Do you not know this? But, since you are a demigod, my offer is that you be my bride, and together we will rule the land below. Would that please you?
Can I do something else?
Gods want what they want.
Mist swirls around them. The ghosts watch. His shadow shifts and becomes more like a mountain. Settles. Beckons.
Come, sit beside me. Rest and have some food and drink. You'll soon feel better.
No.
The underworld is a place of great riches. All the gold and jewels and precious stone belong to us. There is prodigious mystery for the curious mind.
I don't care about riches. All I want is the light of the sun on my face, to smell living, growing things, not this death. He reaches and almost touches her face. He tries to cheer her by showing her all the beauties of the underworld.
Look,
No.
please.
He reveals caverns of crystal and glowing jeweled halls, streams of molten lava, underground rivers, and vast lakes. They appear and disappear as a collage surrounding her. She sees. He reconstitutes anew. His face changed. He looks older, tired.
Niece, Please eat something. You look pale, like a small silver pearl gleaming in this darkness.
Kind, but...
Please, eat. You grow so thin, it hurts me to watch you suffer.
He holds out his hand, uncurls his fingers, exposing the belly of his palm 4 glowing seeds. They're as red as rubies, brightness among the shadows, they deeply sparkle.
These will give you strength and courage. Please. You will need it to go back.
Ugh. This emptiness. She feels this ache in the pit of her stomach and slowly reaches out and hesitatingly takes the seeds. One by one, she puts them in her mouth. Oh, she begins to glow red inside. Everything changes and shadows come alive. There's a kaleidoscope of ghost memories of all that has ever taken place above. History swirl in the stone walls. Images of what has not yet been, rich with all the possibilities of change and growth. And the dead and the unborn dance together like colors in a kaleidoscope, and from their movement, Persephone and them together, new life is born out of her mouth and her body and into the room. My little girl's body filled with sensation, a power I've never known. I feel like I'm going to burst with pleasure. It burns and, oh, so deep, this need to move. And she swirls and spins, fire springing forth from her palms, her feet. She plays with fire. She dances away from that pain of death to rebirth and an absolute pleasure. The spirits of the dead follow her as they swirl together, and then the voices of gossiping women. They say that women in the upper world felt new life stirring in their wombs. They twitter and laugh, sucking away the memory of their gossip. And that's the end of that second movement section. We move to, we snap back into the present moment, and the memory's gone, and they're back in the cave.
When you're ready, Val?
See? Yes, remember. You're lucky.
Lucky?
I offered you feelings you could never find on your own.
I have never been able to conceive of how any rational being could propose happiness to himself from the exercise of power over others.
Are you being ungrateful?
Really? Ungrateful?
Why must you continually embrace such emotion? Drama! Was it so cold? Our play? The way we came to know each other?
The ice capades? What is my name, Hades?
Core.
Not that.
What does it matter? Memory is faulty. Especially a woman's memory.
My memory?
Now you are my queen! That is enough!
Enough? No. My name. Oh, I stand amazed that this is the place from which all seeds come. This death is the place where birds of paradise are born from your stony heart. And I am its queen, the queen of fire. I am myself, queen of the dead. How we came to know each other. The thing is, we could never go back to not knowing. Don't you understand? What I know is, even though I was a little girl and had no choice, there was a choice made. You made a deal with my father, your brother, and what a bargain, our ruby pact.
Core, it's time. Ready yourself. They expect you. What is this? Self-pity?
I come.
You called me to you, remember?
Don't you have someone to burn? Get over it, Queen. Jesus, we all die. Well, some of us do. Some of us, though, will never, will just be forgotten. into the water. 1, 2, 3. Oh, fiddleheads golden. Oh, soon to spring free. Memory. It's hard to remember. It's like falling. It's hard to be precise. Coercion is what we breathe, gods or humans. It's how we think, as water is to fish and air is to birds. He took me, I remember that. Oh, but he's a god, right? So.
You know I'm here.
The thing is, I can't bury it, this feeling of displacement, this searing vacancy. I can't make it go away. I can't disassociate. Get over it? No, I have to get into it. Into the heart of the secret and crack it apart. And my ritual, this. I stink of death. I have to replenish the earth, but who replenishes me?
Do not try my patience!
Come. Look what I see. Is this original sin? This sin on my flesh? Always female? In my vagina? Is this the price of my nature?
Enough!
Drama king! Yeah, there's a reversal.
Stop this sentiment and ready yourself.
Oh, tell me, Hades, my lord, my king. Was it the sight of my skin, covered with pollen, with honey of hyacinth and crocus and narcissus? Was it our scent that attracted you from your dead place? Oh, our hands pressing petals into each other's hair and folds. It was a thing of awe for you deathless gods and mortal men to see this young girl, her legs open, and it smelled moist. Sweetly moist, yes, and the whole wide heaven above, and the whole earth, and the salt sea smell laughed for joy.
I remember.
You wanted that for yourself, that smell. You stole it. My trajectory was changed. Who would I have been without those 4 ruby pearls? What would it have been like to know that sweet pain of becoming a woman and hearing my name on love's lips? What might he have tasted like? Cotton candy or bittersweet?
I can tear you to pieces!
You've already done that! I wanted to choose to whom I opened my legs. We have a whore's bond, you and I. It's destiny, myth. You want my love as well?
Have I not given you power? Have I not let you feel the feeling of what power, pain coupled with pain can bring?
Why did you do it if it didn't make you happy?
You rule all that lives and moves. You have the greatest rights among the deathless gods. Those who defraud you or do not appease your power with offerings, reverently performing rites and paying fit gifts, are punished for eternity.
You defrauded me. Were those 4 ruby pearls fit gifts?
4.
No, say my name. They cannot say my name above. Why is it unspeakable? I'm not fully a god, so I may be enslaved. I've lost my name on the wind. Taken. I'm myth. I walk nameless upon the earth that they will know fear and awe and feel awake.
Queen.
No. Say my name.
Persephone.
I feel it. I feel the river sticks in my blood. I feel the seeds begin to swell. breaking the walls that have constructed my heart. This is the feeling of power and love and pain. This voice, this growth, feel it? This death dance with me. Forests call my name, they call me to play. Do you hear them? I heed them. Listening to the land is not a metaphor. Helios, ready yourself, I come. It is to another life than this.
Are you coming back?
There must always be a death without a meaningful transition. You taught me that. When the sun sets, the moon goes down. Have you ever seen a seed fall into earth, not rise with new life? Why should you doubt the seed, the rise of a seed? We didn't plan for a little talk back or anything, but
I think, maybe just if people want to stick around and say a few words to us, by all means, do so. And if you feel like you need to go, that's cool too. Thanks a lot for being with us.
yeah, thank you very much. No. I know.
Yeah, there's more. I think that's a question that we need to figure out. What are the what are the capabilities, the after effects, and whatever else. Oh yeah. Well, I think with that, there might be setting goes. It's the motion stuff that's the tricky. And ghosts and whatnot. And the question is like, yeah, to track it. That's wonderful. Yeah.